The person you trust most will hurt you the deepest. Not a stranger. Not an enemy. Someone close. Someone you let in. And the worst part? You won't see it coming until it's too late. Stay with me, because what I'm about to reveal will change how you see everyone around you. Trust is a weapon. And most people hand it over without even realizing it. Think about it. Right now, there's someone in your life you trust completely. Maybe it's your best friend, your partner, a family member. You've given them access to your secrets, your fears, your vulnerabilities. You believe they would never use it against you. But here's the dark truth that psychologists don't talk about enough. Trust creates power. And power, in the wrong hands, becomes control. When you trust someone, you're not just opening up emotionally. You're giving them a blueprint. A map of exactly where to strike if they ever choose to. Your insecurities become their leverage. Your dreams become their ammunition. Your loyalty becomes their shield. And the scariest part? They don't even need to be evil to betray you. Research in behavioral psychology shows that betrayal rarely comes from malice. It comes from self-interest. When someone is faced with a choice between protecting you and protecting themselves, the survival instinct kicks in. And in that moment, all those promises, all that history, all that trust, it evaporates. You become collateral damage in their story of self-preservation. But why does it hurt so much? Why does betrayal feel like a physical wound? Because your brain literally processes it as one. Neuroscience reveals that social pain activates the same regions of the brain as physical pain. When someone you trust betrays you, your brain registers it as an attack on your survival. Because in our evolutionary past, being cast out from your tribe meant death. So that crushing feeling in your chest? That's not just emotional. It's primal. It's your nervous system screaming that you're in danger. And here's where it gets even darker: the people closest to you know this. Whether consciously or unconsciously, they understand that they hold this power over you. And sometimes, just sometimes, they test it. Small betrayals. Little lies. Watching to see if you'll notice. Seeing how much they can get away with. Because trust isn't just given. It's also taken. Now let me show you something that will disturb you. There's a psychological phenomenon called betrayal blindness. And you're suffering from it right now. Betrayal blindness is your mind's way of protecting you from a truth you're not ready to face. It's why you ignore the red flags. Why you make excuses for someone's behavior. Why you convince yourself that what you saw, what you felt, wasn't real. Your brain would rather lie to you than accept that someone you love is hurting you. Think about the last time someone close disappointed you. Did you see it coming? Or did you dismiss the warning signs? That strange feeling in your gut. The inconsistencies in their story. The way they changed the subject when you asked too many questions. You saw it. But you didn't want to believe it. And manipulators know this. They count on it. Here's how it works. When someone violates your trust in small ways, first, they're training you. They're teaching your brain to normalize their betrayal. One small lie becomes acceptable. Then another. Then another. Until one day, you're defending someone who's destroying you, and you don't even know why. Psychologists call this the boiling frog effect. You don't jump out of the pot because the temperature rises so gradually, you don't notice you're being cooked alive. But here's what makes this truly sinister: the people who betray you often convince themselves they're the victim. Cognitive dissonance is a powerful drug. When someone does something that conflicts with how they see themselves, their brain rewrites the story. Suddenly, they're not the betrayer. You are. You're too sensitive. You're overreacting. You forced them into this position. They gaslight you, yes. But they're also gaslighting themselves. And this is why betrayal rarely comes with an apology. Because in their version of events, they did nothing wrong. You became the villain in a story they created to protect their own ego. You're left holding the pain while they sleep peacefully at night. But the cruelest part? Even knowing all of this, you'll still want to trust again. Because humans aren't built to be alone. We need connection. We crave it. And that need makes us vulnerable. Every single time. The question isn't whether you'll be betrayed again. Statistics suggest you will. The question is, will you see it coming next time? There's something even more disturbing I need to tell you about. The people who betray you aren't random. They follow a pattern. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Betrayal has a profile. A psychological signature. And if you know what to look for, you can spot a betrayer before they strike. Listen closely. The first sign is something called strategic vulnerability. This is when someone shares their secrets with you too quickly. Too deeply. Too soon. It feels like connection. Like intimacy. Like you found someone who finally understands you. But it's a trap. They're not opening up because they trust you. They're opening up to make you trust them. It's a technique used by con artists, narcissists, and emotional predators. They create artificial closeness so you'll lower your guard. So you'll share your vulnerabilities in return. And once you do, they have everything they need. The second sign is isolation disguised as love. They don't tell you to cut people off. That would be too obvious. Instead, they slowly poison your other relationships. Your friends don't understand you like they do. Your family doesn't support you like they do. Over time, you drift away from everyone else. Until they're the only person left. And that's exactly where they want you. Because betrayal requires an audience of one. If you have no one else to turn to, no one else to validate your reality, they can rewrite your truth however they want. You become trapped in their narrative. But here's the sign most people miss: projected betrayal. Pay attention to someone who's constantly accusing others of being disloyal. Who always has stories about how people have wronged them. Who sees enemies everywhere. Psychology shows us that we accuse others of what we're most guilty of ourselves. The person who's obsessed with loyalty. They're usually the one planning to betray you. They're not warning you about others. They're confessing. And now for the darkest part of all, sometimes the betrayal is already happening, and you're the last to know. There's a concept in psychology called pluralistic ignorance. It's when everyone around you knows something, but nobody tells you. Your friends see it. Your coworkers notice it. Even strangers can sense something's wrong. But you're blind to it. Because you're too close. Too invested. Too desperate to believe in the story you've been telling yourself. The betrayal isn't a sudden event. It's a slow reveal of something that was always there. And when you finally see it, when the illusion shatters, you don't just lose the person. You lose your ability to trust your own judgment. Because if you couldn't see this, what else are you missing? That's the real wound. Not just the betrayal itself, but the part of yourself that died trying to believe in someone who was never who you thought they were. But now I'm going to tell you something that might be the hardest truth of all. You've been betrayed before. And there's a reason it keeps happening to you. This isn't about blame. This is about pattern recognition. Because betrayal isn't just something that happens to you. Sometimes, it's something you unconsciously allow. Let me explain. There's a psychological concept called repetition compulsion. Your subconscious mind is drawn to familiar pain. If you experience betrayal early in life, especially from a parent or caregiver, your brain actually becomes wired to expect it. To seek it out. To feel comfortable in it. Not because you want to suffer, but because betrayal feels like home. Your nervous system craves what it knows, even when what it knows is pain. So you unconsciously choose people who will hurt you, You ignore the safe ones because they feel boring, unfamiliar, wrong. You're attracted to the red flags because somewhere deep inside, you're trying to rewrite the original wound. You think if you can just make this person stay, if you can just make this person choose you, you'll finally heal the past. But you won't. Because you're not healing. You're repeating. And here's where it gets even more complex. Sometimes you betray others first as a form of protection. You strike before you can be struck. You leave before you can be left. You sabotage good relationships because you don't believe you deserve them. Psychologists call this a preemptive betrayal. And it's your trauma trying to keep you safe by destroying everything before it destroys you. You become the very thing you fear most. But there's another layer to this that nobody talks about. Some of you are addicted to the cycle itself. The trust, the betrayal, the heartbreak, the recovery. It gives your life meaning. It gives you something to fix, something to fight for, someone to blame. Without it, you'd have to face the emptiness underneath. The question you're terrified to answer: who am I without the drama? What's my identity without the wound? And that question is scarier than any betrayal. So you stay in the cycle. You keep choosing people who will hurt you. You keep ignoring the ones who won't. Because the pain is predictable. And predictable pain feels safer than uncertain peace. But here's the truth that will set you free: you can break the pattern. Not by trusting less, but by trusting differently. Real trust isn't blind. It's earned slowly, built carefully, tested gently. Real trust has boundaries. It has consequences. It doesn't ignore red flags in the name of loyalty. It doesn't sacrifice your well-being for someone else's comfort. Real trust protects itself. And the most powerful form of trust? It starts with you. Trusting yourself enough to walk away when something feels wrong. Trusting yourself enough to believe your own instincts. Trusting yourself enough to know that being alone is better than being betrayed. Because here's the final dark reality: the worst betrayal isn't what someone else does to you. It's what you allow them to keep doing. It's every time you go back. Every time you make excuses. Every time you choose their comfort over your own safety. Every time you betray yourself. So let me leave you with this. Trust is not weakness. But blind trust is. You are not broken because you've been betrayed. You're human. But you are responsible for what happens next. For the patterns you break. For the boundaries you set. For the person you become after the wound. The people who hurt you don't lose sleep over it. So why should you give them any more of your peace? You've been through the fire. You know what betrayal feels like. Now use that knowledge as armor, not as a reason to never feel again. Because the opposite of betrayal isn't isolation. It's discernment. It's self-trust. It's knowing your worth so deeply that anyone who threatens it simply doesn't get access. You deserve people who prove themselves. Not people you have to convince to stay. If this opened your eyes, if this hit somewhere deep, do me a favor, hit that like button. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. And subscribe, because we're diving deeper into the psychology that explains why people do what they do. The truth might be dark, but knowing it, that's your power. I'll see you in the next one.